Hello YouTube, Esplin227 here. Um, yeah, I said I would start making videos again, and I'm going to. Here's the three things I'm going to announce. Two of them are just segments or series called Esplin Gets Effed Up With, and then whoever I'm getting effed up with. Basically, I just get drunk. It's a drunken Skype call. Um, or blog TV. It depends on, basically I just get fucked up with someone. Either drunk or high. I've already done a few of them with Varmint Coyote and with my friend Milan Cheftik. Basically, it's just going to be a comedy thing, lighthearted. We talk about stuff, politics, or whatever comes up, and that's going to be a new series that I do. That's a side note. Here's the other thing I'm going to do. I noticed that though there are a lot of reviews of video games and a lot of previews or, red versus blue parodies, there's not really many people who genuinely care about the gaming industry. Yeah, the whole gaming industry, who are talking about the complicated issues in the gaming industry. Issues like are games art? Um, uh, what is the responsibility of developers in censoring themselves? That is to say, the ESRB, censorship in games. A nuanced issue, a nuanced view. Most people are just vehemently on either side. And I'm not talking about the balance fallacy, where let's just go in the middle. No. Let's look at the issues of censorship, specifically in video games. Yes, we all know that we should look at everything, we should hold video games to the same standard that we hold movies to, but why should we do that? Let's talk about that. Other things, the differences between computer gaming, the different platforms, how Westerners view video games, the difference between Western RPGs like Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls series, or 13, Final Fantasy 13, the Final Fantasy series, Western RPGs and Eastern RPGs, or just Western and Eastern games in general. How does our culture play into why these games are the way they are? Why we seem to want something so drastically different when it comes to our most important games? Why we love military shooters and realism, whereas the Japanese love inexplicably antagonistic bunnies. That's a RPG joke, but let's talk about that. Why are Eastern games so much more creative, yet also so much more convoluted? Why are Western games so much more open and realistic, yet at the same time, I'll save it for the segment. I think even if you don't care about video games, I love the gaming industry. When a good game comes out that's not in my genre, that of the games I play, I still love it when the game turns out to be excellent. I love it when it gets excellent reviews, because that strengthens the industry. More people are willing to spend more money on games. Actors are willing to take jobs, and we end up with beautiful games like Heavenly Sword. Look at the actual technology they use to render the facial expressions in that game. Don't just look at the gameplay, which is excellent, and gameplay like Heavenly Sword, God of War. Why do these games exist? It's not just about game. It's about the whole industry. Being willing to take risks. Let's have a discussion about video games about the differences in how different cultures make video games, about demographics like the millennial generation, how they see games, how Generation Y, I'm Generation Y, we're sort of in that awkward middle thing. We grew up in the 90s. We're not Generation X, which grew up in the 80s and early 90s. But we're not quite millennial generation. I had a cassette player when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm ashamed to admit I'm that old. But I also got to see the leap from 2D games. I believe that I was born in the best time to be a gamer, because I was born after the big gaming crash in the 80s, where things like, Pong and Atari, where there was actually a little stretch of time where there weren't really many games. They thought the gaming industry was dead. And then Nintendo. I was born in the Super Nintendo era, which means I saw things go from Super Nintendo all the way to PlayStation 2 and GameCube. I saw the birth of the gaming industry. This new way of telling a story. I'm sorry. Again, I'll save it for the segment. The last thing is a big project that I'm going to do. Even if no one helps me and no one responds, I'm going to do this because it's a service to the atheist community. It is my gift back to the atheist community. Now, I was atheist before I went on YouTube, but because I've always been... pick any negative attribute. I've been that at some point, and maybe I'm still those things. But I will defend to the death the assertion or the argument that I am intellectually honest. That's my only trait that I am truly proud of. But there's a difference between knowing you're right and being able to cogently explain why you're right. And I have to thank the atheist community for that. This is my gift back to the atheist community. You can help me if you want, or you can ignore me, but this is what I'm going to do. I noticed that when a theist or an atheist mentions a particular scripture, when I type it in YouTube, I don't get anything. That's going to change. It's going to be to where when in YouTube you type in Isaiah 8, you're going to get a video of me reading Isaiah 8, or whatever it is. Isaiah 8 is in the Tanakh. I'm going to read the Tanakh, I'm going to read the Bible, and I'm going to read the Quran. Yes, all the way through. I've already read them. Except for the Quran, I haven't read the Quran, but I've already read them. I am going to make a video for each section. That way, if you need a reference, and you need to type in, like, John 3:16, you type that in, and you'll actually get a video of just that, if you need a reference for it. Not only will you get that, but you'll get John 3:16 NIV, King James Version, and basically anything labeled as John 3:16. I'm not going to go into more detail in this video, but basically I don't have a name for this section. I was thinking the biblical or the religious instrumentality project. Any of you who see anime know what I'm referencing. Basically, that's what it is. Yeah. So, this is going to be a powerful resource. And I'm going to start tonight. And I'm going to start uploading videos tonight. And I'm going to do videos every day. Again, I'm off of school. They cut my hours at work. I found a way to make up the hours. I basically have a year free of just trying to get my certification in computer hardware, computer software, programming, basic stuff. So I pretty much have a year free. I'm going to do these things. I've made time. This is going to happen. And I'm going to do this. The reason I call it a project is, let's say non-stamp collector wants or let's say Daranek wants to read a particular section. Ooh, let's pick a random section in the Tanakh. Or no, let's say he wants to use the Bible. Let's say he wants to use the Bible. I got the NIV Rainbow Study Bible here. Let's pick a random section. Bam. Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51. He would make a video called Jeremiah 51. Now, if I've gotten to that point, my video for that will already be up. He'll send me the video, and I'll remove my video and put his up there. That way, there's a little... Hopefully, we can get every atheist to do at least one book, and we'll have an entire rainbow of people reading the Bible. Basically, you just say, my name's blankety blank blank, and I'm going to read blankety blank blank. You then read it, and you stop. Don't add anything to it. I still haven't figured out the exact format, but I'm going to give more details in a little while. I'm going to upload this video tonight, and I'm going to start tonight. I'm starting with the Tanakh. Don't argue with me on that. The reason I'm starting with that is the thing that most people are probably going to send me is the Bible. It's important to understand the Jewish scriptures that the Bible is based on. I'm not reading the Old Testament for the Bible. I'm just going to read the New Testament, and I'm going to read it the King James Version because that's the one most Christians refer to. Eventually, I'm going to go back and read it, read the other ones too. But for right now, I want to make sure we have the Bible, the Tanakh, and the Quran. They need to be a resource to where you can type in Jeremiah 51 and someone reads it. You get what I'm saying? We're going to make our own audiobook. Let's say someone wants to actually put a video for that. As long as you're doing what Non-Stamp Collector did, as long as you're simply just as long as you're just reading it verbatim, don't change anything, don't leave any words out, or it will not be accepted. And if you do that 3 times, I'm not going to accept any more videos from you, because you're gonna risk the project. You're gonna risk the integrity of the project. I mean, I'm not gonna block you or anything, but I can't accept any videos if you keep, not doing it correctly. After 3 times, I'm gonna assume you're doing it on purpose. Is basically what I'm saying. If I trust you enough. Well, I'm not going to go into detail right now. I'm going to upload a video because this is already too long. But that's the channel update. Expect a lot of videos, massive projects, and yeah. So look forward to that. I think this is really important, and I'm surprised no one's done this before. And it's incredibly important. We need a resource to where you type it in and it comes up. Let's see if all of you... It's sort of a challenge to all of my subscribers. All of my subscribers that can make videos, I challenge you to replace one of my videos with your reading of the scripture. I'll upload it to that separate channel I make for this project. The only non-biblical thing that'll be on that channel is my explanation for what this channel is. So yeah. It's a challenge to you. If you do it well enough, if I can understand what the hell you're saying, and you quote it verbatim, you'll go up. You'll be there instead of me. So, yeah, that's about it. Until my next video, try to make the world a better place, and I will too.